Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Good morning, Miami Dolphin fans. I hope you're all having a marvelous Monday. I will be walking very soon, later this month, in the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. So I will drop a link later if you guys, any of you, will feel so kind to help out. It's a great cause. All the money goes to the Challenge Cancer, great event held by the Miami Dolphins every year. I will be walking in the 5K walk. But with no further ado, it's time to talk Miami Dolphins football. We already hammered out Anthony Weaver on Friday. We had the breaking news story. Or Saturday, I already covered it was Saturday he got hired. So we broke we had that when the news broke. We talked about him. But of course, he's on the table if any of you guys want to talk about Anthony Weaver. NFL draft on the table if you guys want to talk NFL draft. And of course, yesterday's Pro Bowl. Didn't watch a lot of it, saw some of it. I would watch it on and off. It wasn't like riveting TV. Did see the Tua to Tyreek touchdown for a little Dolphin flavor to it. But overall, it's just an event to be watched. And whatever you want to say about all the Pro Bowl games, it's just more entertainment than anything serious coming out of it on that side. Just a lot of silly stuff, guys having a good time after they've played all year. And that's where I stand on that. But if you guys want to talk about that, that is fine. Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Jeff, for the Back It Up Bins podcast. Check out his content all the time. As you can see, I got my AJ Dewey back there. And it's not even Throwback Thursday, but I'm had to break out that AJ Dewey. It doesn't get enough love. It's really the only jersey I have. I have the exact comment one that hangs up there, but that's really was my nephew who outgrew it, gave it to my son, and now that's it. And that's why that rocks up there. But Dewey's my first favorite Miami Dolphin player of all time. I'm going to talk about him on Throwback Thursday this week, actually. So make sure you join in. It should be fun. I've done some mock drafts. Haven't really gotten into it where I've actually looking at the players myself. I just know some of the names that fans like and all of that good stuff because the past couple of days I'm trying to fresh up some baseball stuff and no brain because I'm going to be doing a baseball show soon on the Fins Talk Sports Network. So I'm trying to touch up there. But it's all good in the hood to be a Dolphin fan. Another season of saying, well, maybe next year. But, that's just it. Only two teams are happy at this time of year. And then in a week from now, only one team is going to be happy at this time. So that's just how it goes. There's only two happy fan bases right now and excited thinking their team's going to win. And then at the end, there's only going to be one. Good morning, Derek. Big fins up to you. Welcome into the show as always. Nail those thumbs up. But anyway, and the whole quarterback competition thing to me is kind of silly. It's just fun. It's like a circus event. That Dan Orlovsky, I probably, now the commentator, played back in the day. But he nailed it. He scored a really high scored. So it just shows that it's just more of a event for fun. Tua kind of messed it up, but I don't really think he put much into it. He delayed and all of that kind of stuff. So I don't put much into it, but I saw it rocked Twitter. I was like, boy, oh boy, Dolphin fans love to talk about that guy because the commercial came out that people bashed. And then he didn't do so well in the quarterback. So Thursday was a rocky day for the two people out there. So, but I'm happy we're past it now. Hey, big fins up to you, Timothy Washington. As always, welcome for coming in to the show to talk all things Dolphins here on Dolphins Chatter, where all things Dolphins matter. It's always fun to talk to about the Miami Dolphins to all you guys that are coming in here today. As far as the draft, I do not have any specific players at this point. Like I said, I haven't really dug into it deep, but we need help in numerous positions. To me, offensive line, linebacker, defensive line, especially if Wilkins is shown bigger money somewhere else and departs the Miami Dolphins, you're going to have to shore up the defensive line. You may need some edge rushers because we don't know the status of Phillips and Chubb to start next season. Van Ginkel might be gone. So there's a lot to be done. A lot of salary restructuring need to be done. The guys that get paid more than us will get that all done, get the salary cap within where we can actually do some moves probably, but it's going to take some time. And we will see who they decide to restructure, who they decide just to move on from outright, and who they decide to bring into the fold. So it'll be an interesting offseason once again for the Dolphins because the Dolphins are still, even with the poor performance towards all of December and into the playoffs, they are still in a win now mode. This team was built to win now. You got trades, free agency, having multiple draft picks early in this rebuilding process. And here we are still with no playoff wins since when? December 30th, 2000. So it's way too long. So, but we are in win now mode. They're not going to abandon this. Anthony Reaver, yes, he has limited 1 year defensive coordinator experience. So it's not like we're bringing in a guy long in the tooth, but he seems to be a good motivator. Mike McDaniel described him as a good player development. We do need some guys, our younger guys, that needs to be developed. Cam Smith, Channing Tindall, the guy I've basically given up to at this point. Maybe some of these, maybe he can come in and develop some of those guys. The man played in the NFL himself. So hopefully he can develop some of those guys and get them to that next step. And that's what we need. Let's see. Hey Joey from Facebook, big fins up to you. Thank you for dropping in. Love seeing the Facebook side start to grow just a wee bit. I'm not as active on Facebook as I am on some of the other ones. I just hard but I will try to get my footing over there. It's just hard, and then I'm not consistent of hammering the Facebook side. So it's good to see you come in from the Facebook side. Aquavision and Michael K, welcome to the room. Thank you, Timothy. Yeah, I like the commercial. Back it up then, probably. But lo and behold, I knew though when the Star Trek guy, sorry, I don't know his Picard, whatever his real name is, I Stewart or something. Yeah, I'm not a Star Trek guy. I'm more of a Star Wars guy. So forgive me. But anyway, I knew the minute he said his line about not being up for the moment or whatever, I said, "Oh boy, that's not going to sit well in Dolphin Land." And lo and behold, within minutes, it was all screaming all over the interwebs. But it is what it is. There's always going to be debate among Dolphin fans. I think that's as inevitable as anything, and it goes in all fan bases. But lo and behold, because I know it goes on in the New England because I see a lot of Boston Red Sox, and that kind of correlates to seeing some New England stuff, and they're all crazy too, and they've won recent Super Bowls, and they're as crazy as we are over there. So it's just how it is. And Red Sox fans, forget about it. The world is falling apart on Boston Red Sox Twitter. So I got Dolphins world falling apart, Boston Red Sox world falling apart. So my social media, it's not that much fun with my two teams. At least back it up, Pinspot podcast. He has his Orioles to brag about, making big moves, getting new owners that are probably going to spend money. A lot of young guys. My Red Sox, it's another story. Oh, go a Yankee fan in the house. But it's okay, Joey. I won't hold it against you if you don't hold the Red Sox against me. It's all good. Patrick Stewart would have been a better choice. Michael K, our resident Buffalo Bills fan, with his little punchline joke. He will be moving to the Sunshine State in his plans, Michael K. I don't know if you're really going to, but if you do, you will find the fishing and the weather much better down here. Well, sure, you can find some good fishing up there, just different kind of fishing. Here, you can fish all year round in the ocean. You can even do freshwater, but if you really have a contender, or unless you would just teasing, but if you really have a contender, you will find saltwater fishing excellent down here. I have a friend with a contender, and he goes all the time. He actually makes his money. He's a fishing guide. In case it really bring it on early Monday morning. We have another guy come in here from Connecticut, Joey, G-Man is all the time. He comes in from Connecticut. So we got Dolphin fans all over this nation. We got a lot of Florida people, of course, and we got um people from all over. I even have people from all over the globe check in from time to time. It's crazy. Scotty snuck in the house without me seeing him. Big fins up to you, Scotty. Beaver seems very motivational. I like the move. I'm hoping he brings a few guys. Yes, we will hope. But some of the guys on those lists are really high priced guys. Don't know if it's within the budget. But as you have said numerous times, the budget can be maneuvered enough to probably even bring in one big name. But that probably means letting our big name in Wilkins walk. But hey, it is what it is. We got to get better. This guy, and I'm not even going to try to destroy his name, but the guy's a free agent. He was like a third or fourth round, the bad, whatever. You know who I'm talking about from the Ravens. This Weaver helped develop that guy to where he's going to go get a hefty payday in free agency. The guy's outperformed his contract. So there is a lot to be said about player development. Maybe he can get more out of our players. He has played. He's younger. Maybe these players will relate more to him. Who knows? But they do need to get more out. Our defense overall looked good in the rankings, but at the end, it just didn't work out. They were better than our offense towards the end. I give them that much. I mean, Jalen Waddle himself said it, that the defense battled as well as they could in that Kansas City game, but the offense just never got it done. But, let's face it, Fangio was going to be gone. Who cares why, how, whatever. He wanted gone. Whether he wanted to be gone, the Dolphins wanted him to be gone, or it was a really, truly, they were both like, okay, bye. Maybe they both wanted him to divorce. Who knows? All we know is he is gone. The Dolphins didn't fight it. They didn't care. They were like, see ya, and don't let the door hit you on the way out. And then they did an extensive defensive coordinator search, which I'm proud of. At least some of us was getting impatient, like, oh my God, this guy's off the board. Frazier's off the board. Babbitt is off the board. Shula's off the board. But, we stayed patient, got a guy that I think will fit with our philosophy of being team guys. He's a team guy that's tough, though. You can still be a team player coach, but you can be a tough player coach. And this is what he seems to fit the bill in. He's going to bring that tenacity. He played in the NFL, so he knows what it takes and how to blend the mess of being a player and a coach. Knows that he has to have some kind of strong role, but also knows that he has to give a little leadway to the players to do their thing to become better. So really do like this hire. But as I like to say, and I always say, time will tell. We do not know, because we anoint people to be the greatest ever, and then we're quick to knock them down. So I'm not going to say he's going to be great, but I'm happy with the hire, and I think it's a good step for the Miami Dolphins, going with a young coach that's played in the NFL and can relate to players. That's what I look at as all. Well, we know he's not going to be soft. Coming from the Ravens, I highly doubt he's soft. The man's also played in the NFL. He wasn't like Hall of Fame type player, but he was solid, played pretty long in the NFL. And some of the film I saw of him that people started putting out there after he got named, he looked like he's a tough grit. Now, can he instill that grittiness into his players? That's to be determined. That's why I like to say we will see, because you can't keep an apple to be an orange. No, not replying to Eli. Not replying. I'm not talking about Eli Apple, but some things you just can't do. But what you can do is instill what you've learned that's worked for you into those players and get the best out of them. Because player development it's been an issue with the Dolphins, or just outright horrible drafting, or do we draft some good guys and we just don't know how to develop them? That's the age old question in all football teams that haven't won for a long time. And, we're not alone. There's a lot of teams like us. But unfortunately, as Dolphin fans, we don't really care about all those other teams. We care about our Dolphins, and they have failed to deliver for way too long when it's all matters. And that's the end of the story. No sugarcoating it. Good morning, hook it up, Joe. Lewis, you're the one fan in the room right now that's happy. Your Chiefs are playing in the Super Bowl. Congratulations to your Chiefs, Lewis. And I wish you the best. And I hope they do well. I can't believe they're actually the underdog. If I was a betting man, I would probably bet on them. But like I say, my money easily departs me every time I decide that I think I know what I'm doing. Let's see. No problem, Lou. I'm trying to get your comment up there, Justin, but my computer's acting up, or my fat fingers are acting. There you go. Can't develop anyone when you're only there. Yes, this is true. This has been an issue with the Dolphins as well. They can't retain coaches. When Flores was here, we couldn't keep anyone on the offensive side of the ball. Now that McDaniel's here, we can't keep on anyone on the defensive side of the ball as far as the coordinator, I should say. So, what saying that most that got voted least favorite saying on Twitter recently when I saw a poll, but I'm about to say it. It is what it is. It's nothing you can control. That's outside of our control. So sometimes the is what it is. It's an old Kane saying to say, and it is what it is. We can't control who leaves and who goes as far as fans. Our Dolphins, they can control it, but us as fans, nothing we can do. So if they want to change offensive line coach as often as I change my socks, what am I going to do? It is at least now it looks like we got Butch Berry staying, so maybe the offensive side of the ball is going to stay a little more consistent. So that would be good to see. And we got that. Hey, Mike Sterner, big fins up to you. Thank you for coming in. Morning Dolphins. Joe Rhodes had the radio voice of the Ravens on this morning. I know. I missed the interview, but I heard him talking about him coming up and saying, no, not that Jerry Sandusky. So don't go thinking, So yes, I saw this, and he had no relation to that Jerry Sandusky. This is the Sandusky that his dad used to be the offensive line coach for the Miami Dolphins back in the Don Shula era, Sandusky line of family. But when I heard that, but I didn't get to hear the interview, Mike. So I need to go back and listen to it later on the Odyssey app. Morning Dolphin Joe Road has his radio voice of the Ravens on this morning, Jerry Sandusky, and he had some pretty good things to say about Weaver. Physical punch in the mouth type guy. So that's good. If that's true, I'm loving it. And I think that's what the doctor ordered as far as the Dolphins. Now, hopefully we can keep him here. It won't maybe even be a performance thing. It could be McDaniel's gone and the whole staff gets blown up. Could be Weaver gets the Dolphins to be a good level. He's already had some interview positions to be the head coach. He could be done in a year because he gets promoted to to head coach on another team. So hopefully he can stay here at least 2 years. He reminds me of Flores, but less of an a-hole from B. McD. What impact is the defense coordinator going to have when you have a terrible GM and head coach? Seriously. Hey, good assistant coordinators and can help the head coach out. That can be sure. But yes, the general manager, I'm not going to argue with. Weaver has a 1-year window. That's why you cannot attract big time DCs. Yep. But I like the Weaver hire overall. Could I be wrong? And in a year, I say, but I think he's what the doctor ordered this year, where the Dolphins stand now. And he took the Dolphin. He probably know he come in here where we got a coach that's going to be on the hot seat going into his 3rd year. He knows the Dolphins are probably going to have to blow it up at the end of, but he also knows this is a chance to show if he can help this Dolphins team get to the playoffs and win a game, and based on good, solid defense, it's going to blow up his resume and make him really look good. And he will get a lot of knocks on the door to become a head coach soon. So I like it. I mean, if we would have brought in Leslie Frazier, yeah, okay. But is he just going to be another Fangio and it's going to be I like this move, but I also have been wrong 1,000 times before. So just because I like it doesn't mean anything. You own a biz of two division, you hire someone with 1 year experience to manage it. Makes no sense. Yes, but at least he has that 1 year, even though that 1 year wasn't very pretty on his resume. I understand because he was with the Texans before the Texans really started good. He dealt with a lot of injuries on that staff. But really, of the guys that had the experience, you had Staley. He had head coaching experience, but he only had 1 year as a defensive coordinator with the Rams before he made the big leap quickly to you know to the head coaching spot for the Chargers. So really, other than Leslie Frazier, I don't really know who they could have brought in that would have had the long tenured defensive coordinator. I understand. But they did the interviewing. They decided this guy, maybe Frazier was never coming here. He got hired before we made our choice. Did he turn us down? Do we not know? We would never know. If he said no, I still want to look elsewhere. That we don't know. We don't know if we could have attracted him. We could have done a Fangio thing, made him the highest paid defensive coordinator, like other people have done. Like the Dolphins did with Fangio. I mean, they made sure because he was like iffy on joining us, and then they just threw money at him. And then look, he's gone 1 year later, regressing and coming. Probably still he's it's funny. Miss Finn's great show, by the way. She stole a little bit of his thunder, but yeah, there was a good article in the Sun Sentinel. I mean, the Sun Sentinel in Sports Illustrated. I don't think I have it on here anymore because I had to close out some of the week. But when he was, if you go see it, it was I forget. I can go Google it, but it's a good article. And just put Anthony Reaver SI. It breaks down. He's been connected to both styles of defense, 4-3. So just go check it out. It's a really good article. I'll go try to find it, but I don't want to look away from the camera too long while I'm digging that up. But that's a no. I would probably stay. We're going to stick with what we have because it's just the style players we have. Do we really want a new transition to a new defense in a year we're trying to win it all? Could be a hybrid from what the article was saying that they mix a whole bunch of fronts, and we will see. But because they say if you compare him to when he was with the Texans to where he was with the Ravens, they were both completely different styles defense. And it's a good piece. So just Google Anthony Reaver SI and you will find the article. Hey, another Facebook guy, Henry. Guys, over there on Facebook, nail those thumbs up. It helps. I'm trying to grow Facebook. I neglect Facebook sometimes, so I love it when you guys find me from Facebook. I'm assuming you mean Wilkins and let's see, more golf for me on Sundays in the next fall. Well, good for you. Good. But Wilkins, we don't know if he's gonna sign or walk, and we will see on that front. Justin, they want to look the part, but actually not be. They want to be the part. They just haven't gotten it done, G man. I think every team wants to be the part. They just don't know how to get it done. That's why we see some of the same teams over and over getting it done because they know what it takes. That's why I don't mind raving. I've always said they should rave from the Raving scouting department and the 49ers scouting department, but at least we took some of their coaches. But next, I would just rave from some until you get someone from those guys. Because like Justin always like to say, well, who do you hire? That's the problem. I mean, he kind of proves his own problem because it's not easy to find a guy that knows what he's doing. But until you do, you don't. So you have to find a guy that knows how to get it done. Look at Lynch out with the 49ers. This guy knows how to build a winner. So, and the Ravens, they know how to build a winner. And the Dolphins, we do not know how to build a winner. But if you look at most teams around the league, like I know, we only care about the Dolphins. But a lot of teams around the league, they don't know how to build a winner. That's why you see these same teams over and over and over again. That's why a couple of years ago, Cincinnati got to the Super Bowl with Joe Burrow. Some, you see some new blood, but we will see when he comes back if they can keep it consistent. But Pittsburgh was always like the dominant team in that division, and then the Ravens and the Steelers, just always the best. Maybe the Bengals and the Browns are starting to change up, but can they stay consistent? Like Pittsburgh's always an organization that's always relevant. I mean, in their down years, they make the playoffs and stuff like that. So there's like some team, Kansas City, of course, they got Patrick Mahomes, so it makes it a little easier. But they're been in 6 straight AFC championship games, guys. And the Dolphins may not regress next year, but other teams will progress because Joe Burrow is coming back. They're going to be better. Texans have a young quarterback that already has a playoff win under his belt. They're going to be better. Jacksonville, still a young team. They fell apart this year, kind of like the Dolphins did last year, where they just fell apart totally at the end of the season. But they have a good core of young guys and a veteran head coach that has won the Super Bowl. So the Buffalo Bills are still the Buffalo Bills, AFC East winners until some other team knocks them off. Aaron Rodgers will make the Jets better if he can stay healthy for the year. If they don't improve that offensive line, they will not stay. He won't stay healthy for the year. But you get a lot of competition coming up. So the Dolphins can stay as good as they are right now. But if they don't progress, they're definitely going to digress just from the simple math that all these other teams are getting better. The Chargers are going to be better with Jim Harbaugh. Make no mistake about it. He's going to get the most out of Justin Herbert. Like him or hate him, Jim Harbaugh always finds a way to win. He got to the 49ers through the Super Bowl, lost to his brother on the day the power went out, not in Georgia, but in Louisiana. And what else? And then in Michigan, he goes and builds a national championship out of a Michigan team that couldn't even find its way. They were always good. I mean, there's still Michigan, as the late, great Jim Mandich would say. But, they hadn't been that relevant for a long time. He got them back to being the number one team in the nation and in the playoffs all the time, got them beating Ohio State. So the man knows how to coach. So, like I said, whether you like him or don't like him, he's going to find a way to make the Chargers better. So there's a lot of really good teams out there. Hey, good morning, Lance, if you're driving around. And be safe on those roads. And thank you for what you do being a trucker out there, getting us all those goods that we all consume on a daily basis. Dig into the trenches. Justin, I should say, you're my friend. Justin, who isn't tired of this show? We all are. But that's just part of being a fan. It's tiring. And that's why I understand why you and G-Man are tired and fed up. I get it. I understand why Back It Up Ben's podcast, Jeff, is fed up. But it's just part of being a fan. Believe me, man, the Red Sox went 86 years. And I picked the Red Sox not even knowing they were like the curse of the Bambino and all this silly stuff. I just picked them because they were all the kids on my baseball teams growing up in South Florida, all of the Yankees. So I said, I'm going to be different. And then I just happened to think Jim Rice was cool. And so that's where I became a Boston Red Sox fan and's been loyal to them ever since. And Dave, lo and behold, as bad as they are, they'll be in last place this year. Mark it on your calendar now. But they've won 4 World Series. So maybe the Dolphins can get off their snide and start winning again. Because if they have to go to 86 years, they just passed the 50th year anniversary from their last. I'm talking about when I say win, I mean win it all, not a playoff game. Not because the Red Sox had made some World Series over the year. But I'm talking about win the whole enchilada when I say win. So they went 86 years without winning the World Series. The Dolphins are on their 50th year. This season now is the 50th since their last Super Bowl victory. So if I have to, I probably won't be here for the other third. If they have to go another, whatever my math is, let's see. It's been 50. So to get to 86 years, what is that? 36 more years. Oh, forget it. Yeah, you ever have to go 36 more years? Forget about it, man. Forget about it. I'm at 50. Yeah, forget about it. They better not go 86 years between Super Bowl victories. It feels like they're going to, but they better not because I won't be around to see it if so. Oh, let's see. Speaking of trucking, eat more potato chips. Working on rate to haul taters from Indiana to Erie, Pennsylvania to a chip making factory. All right, Michael K. I guess you're in the trucking business or what? I don't know. Lance says, I hope this new DC lets Ramsey shadow players because it's not, we wouldn't be gone. Yes, I hope that too. That's one of my big hopes from Anthony Reaver taking over the reins as the hair. I got to move because my wife always said, because she bought me this thing with the logo and she says, your big head always blocks it. So, guys, you see it. My wonderful wife gave me that logo thing there for Christmas. And that AJ Dewey, Justin knows where I got that AJ Dewey jersey. That he does. But anyway, there you can see the circle of the ring, though. I see, but there, you guys, now you can see the logos of the Miami Dolphins. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Steve. Thank you, Steve, for coming into the show today. Always good to see that thumbs up from you. I mean, if you're giving it to the G man, but thank you for hopping in here. Move the logo. I know, but that's where I just kind of raided my son's closet because, like I said, I don't have a fancy studio like some of these people. My son that went to University of Florida, I said, oh, that's going to be my studio now. No more living room junk. So I stole his room. So I kind of got a makeshift thing. But every time I put it, I tried it on this one, but it keeps on hitting over there. So it keeps on, is how the door closes, it kind of gets messed up. It's just like sticky things keeping it on there. So let's see. Fangio is gone because he wanted his position coaches to go through him for everything as much as a player like Ramsey. Yes, that's what's funny, man. In all these he said, in this case, in domestics, I used to, when I had to go to them, I used to say he said, she said, Harris, he said, he said. So, but it's true. It never fails. When the Dolphins get a divorce with someone, leaks them out on how bad that person was, then the counter stuff starts coming in. Because like when Flores left, he was like the worst guy in the history. Oh, he's mean and he's horrible and this. Then Flores hit back, and lo and behold, we lose all kinds of stuff. So that was really a bad example. But man, and now I knew the minute we started hearing bad things about Fangio, of course, the counter punch comes because it's just that's how it goes when the Dolphins divorce anyone. It's just it always gets ugly. There's probably some truth somewhere in the middle. Because we heard, oh, Fangio didn't even talk to coaches, didn't even talk to McDaniel. He just his way or the highway, blah, blah, blah. I mean, though they say, oh, we could do this or we could do that. Who knows? And of course, oh, the players are soft, this and that. They were just going out partying on South Beach, yada, yada, yada. So somewhere along in the middle of it all is the truth. Because I have a hard time to believing that like Jalen Ramsey didn't work his ass off to get back healthy. Are there some players? I guess we will find out. If but it is what it is. I think players all around the whole league they have good times on their days off. Miami's just a little more known. We will see if Vegas, like I said or on a show last week, if the Vegas team ever gets to and wins the Super Bowl, then that whole party city thing can be thrown out the door because Vegas is the ultimate party city in all the United States. That place goes 24/7. A lot of players on this team need to hit the highway. Well, G man, you will get that was probably after this year if it doesn't go well. A lot of these it's going to be blown up again and right back to where we were in 2019 when we ripped it down, tore it apart, and rebuilt. And that's right where we will be again if we don't win this year. So, G man, you may very well. Some players go this year, but a lot of them you're tied to with cap money that you can't move on from because it doesn't give you any flexibility. If you do move on from them, you're stuck with them basically. So there will be some that, will be gone. Like X. Courtney's not in here today, so I can say it. Xavier Howard is probably going to be out the door after June 1st. And it's not maybe because they want him out. It's going to be because of the financial. They can save it after June 1st, though, guys. It has to be after June 1st because before June 1st makes no sense. But after June 1st, at least that would free up money for the draft picks that they got. The Dolphins do not have much draft capital. It is, unfortunately, a thing. I'm going to bring up the draft capital, actually, guys. Let me see. It's not pretty, though. Let's see. There we go. Oh, let me get that comment. G-Man, you're great, but I got to get your comment out of there because it's blocking one of our picks. Our draft capital, as it stands on February 5th, 2024, at 10:36 a.m., we have a first-round pick, which is the 21st overall. We have a second-round pick, which is the 55th overall. This is where we hit trouble in paradise. We go basically 100 picks, 100 talented young college players coming off the board because the NFL took away our third-round pick due to that tampering, whatever, yank that every other damn team does, but they took it away from the Dolphins. Then in the fourth round, we don't have it because it's the final remnants of the Chubb trade, which really hurts because Chubb won't even be available until late in the year. And we don't even have a fourth round pick this year due to that trade. And we owe him a bag of money. So that is not good. So then you go all the way, like I said, to the fifth. Then we got 2 in the 6 that picks 185 and 199. I remember that. I can remember because I think, one Duper and one Jason Taylor. So I remember our 6-round picks numbered. So the only ones I remember easily with the numbers. We got one Duper, one Jason Taylor. And then in the 7th round, basically closing out our draft, we have pick 238. So that's our draft capital. It's very weak in the 3rd and the 4th round in this deep draft of where that's the wheelhouse of the draft. It's not very good to go all that long. That's why I'm going to be so opposed to trading back. But if there's a great player at 21, you want to get the best and you just know he's the best. But if you can trade back, stay in the 1st round so you can still have the option to throw in a 5th-year option on the guy that I just use the word double option like in, college football. The option to keep, I like staying in the 1st round as opposed to trading out of the 1st round and building tons of picks. Stay in the 1st round. And if you can get another pick, that fills some of that gap in there, will be nice. We will see what comes to fruition. All right. So you guys see that. Now you guys are about to see my wonderful ugly mug again. So I just wanted to get that off so you can see where I feel like we need help. It's too long in the spot of the draft to go without picks. Augury have no clue how Paris Raiders will do. He got the job. What did he say? Jimon, who cares? He missed playoffs with Raiders. You're right, can't trust managed to fix when they created this in the first place. Hopefully Weaver can get something out of Tyndall and Cam Smith. Yes. Sandusky told Joe Rose he's pretty good at bringing out. Yes, that's good. And that's what Mike McDaniel said about him too, that he seems to be good at player development. I know Justin's going to counter back. So, Justin, don't even bother wasting your magical fingers there in Colorado. Yes, he has to stay here long enough to be able to develop those players. So, there, Justin, I saved you some typing. Guys, I got that AJ Dewey jersey from Justin, so I'm allowed to tease him. He's really cool guy. He rocks. So, we tease each other back and forth. Let's see. Let's see. We really built a team that's built off speed and doesn't play the game the right way in the trenches. How do you expect to win anything like that, especially with the person Mikey calling? Well, overall, He made some good points. But overall, Mike McDaniel will be our coach this year moving forward. So we got to live with it. Hopefully, Weaver gets the defense playing more aggressive, stronger on that side of the ball. McDaniel, he talks a good game. He always says he's going to improve and learn from his mistakes. I give you that. He needs to do it a little better, learn from his mistakes. He's going into his third year now. So no more young coach excuses. He's been in this league 2 full years now. So there's no excuses that he's a young guy and we got to deal with him. He is now a veteran head coach. He's going in the NFL 2 year, there's not many teams that keep coaches too long anymore, it seems like, other than the winners. So let's see what he can do on that front, which hopefully he learns, become a little more physical, because the 49ers, they can be a physical team, and he comes from that ilk, but maybe he just didn't have, he feels like he never had the bodies here to get it done. Remember, he's at the mercy of Greer. Greer thought our offensive line was good enough. And hey, Butch Berry did get the most out of that offensive line, and I think that could possibly be done. But, it is what it is. Let's see. 98 on the coaching hires are cheap. How does that fall? Hey, Cliff D. And by the way, I know one of you always asks, where's Courtney? She'll be on a show tonight on this network at 7:30 p.m. But 98% of our coaching hires are cheap novices that fail. Thanks, Ross. Will be one and done. Let's see. He doesn't have that card. Oh, I know. We don't know where the Raiders. It's going to be interesting to see if the Raiders, because if the Raiders win, I never want to hear Miami as an excuse again. That's the reason we don't win, because we're in a party place. Vegas runs laps around anyone for party placement. That city is insane in the membrane for their partying. And so if the Raiders put together a winner, I never want to hear, oh, they can't win. And I always think it's funny, though, because the Miami Heat wins and whatever there. I got to throw those logos some love again. But to me, big part of Miami's issue is consistency over the years of being consistent and being inconsistent is what I'm trying to say. Because we had Philbin make 3 years plus a little bit into his 4th year. Then Dan Campbell takes over as coach. Then we bring in Adam Gase after the end of that season. He sticks around for exactly 3 seasons. Flores keeps around for exactly 3 seasons. And there was like no indication that he was even going to be fired. And when I wake up and I see Flores, I'm like, what the? And then, there was trouble in paradise and we didn't even know it. And then here we are now going into Mike McDaniel's 3rd season. So it'd be interesting to see if they stick with him after this season. But if we don't make the playoffs and we're one and done again, Mr. Ross is going to get that itchy finger, because, he's not, none of us are getting any younger. So it's always a silly saying, but I say it anyway because I hear it so often. Mr. Ross isn't getting any younger. Neither are you, Justin. And then he may get that itchy finger and say, well, this isn't working. I need to do something else. I have to say the same one more time, guys. It is what it is. We got Mike McDaniel going to his 3rd year, which is known to be a thunderous season for Miami Dolphins coaches in recent history. To think, the great Dave Wannstedt, yes, the great, with a little quotation mark, Dave Wannstedt is the number 2 coach in Miami Dolphins history, basically. You got Don Shula and then Dave Wannstedt, because everyone else didn't stick around that long. So, you know what I mean? Jimmy Johnson, Wannstedt wrapped up more victories than Jimmy Johnson did as a Dolphins coach. So it's been way too long since we've had any consistency at the coaching position, even the GM position. But I, being a little bit of a hypocrite, because I wanted Greer gone. I agree. I wanted Greer gone the minute Gase was gone. I wanted a whole new caboose. That's what I wanted. I wanted the whole thing implode and start really from scratch with people thinking from outside the box. We could have failed miserably That's grand because Justin would counter with me. Well, who would you hire? But it's not my me to figure it out. I'm not the billionaire owner. I'm not the guy that has people. But I know if I was the billionaire owner and I made my billions in construction, I would definitely have a football guy in my ear that hopefully knows what he's doing. Maybe Ross does, but he just doesn't. They don't know what they're doing because he listened to Tannenbaum. That's why he ended up hiring Tannenbaum because a lot of people say that was the guy he would listen to way back then. And so it was just not very good because they were friends. So let's see. If I remember correctly, Sanham was 6-10. I would have to go look that up, but you're normally right there, Scotty. So I could go look that up. But I mean, he is a very good coach, Shanahan. And he looks emotionless too. He's just very serious. People say, oh, he's just but yet they win. They haven't got the whole enchilada yet, but they have a chance. So this time to get the whole enchilada. And they're up there again. He was just there recently playing the very same team he has to play this time. So he's been at the peak of the pinnacle, just hasn't gotten the over the top of the peak of the pinnacle of the coaching profession, which is to host a Lombardi trophy over your head with the team colors and confetti rain down upon you. That's just so hard to get to. Some guys get it a lot. Some guys never get there. Shanahan is so close once again. So I just say bear with him. And I think we can all agree McDaniel's a smart dude. And we can all agree that he's had some missteps along the way. And we can all agree that we want the Dolphins to be a little more smash mouth on both sides of the ball, in the trenches especially. But some of that comes down to drafting the right guys. And because you can't get, it's just all comes down to the player. Yes, you can develop them if you get the proper coaches. But if he doesn't fit really the style that you're supposed to be, because we're always the left hand never know what the right hand has been doing with the Dolphins for way too long. We need a universe where they're both together and they come together and they know what they need. So it just becomes bad. Let's see. I don't know. Did he even play this year, Timothy? That's a name I haven't seen. Jarvis Landry. I'm not a fantasy guy, so I don't keep track of guys that aren't in the Dolphins. So how do we know? Did Jarvis Landry even play this past year? That's a name I haven't heard for forever. Ross has had 8 head coaches, interim and GMs. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. He had. Where do you count? Do you count Sperano starting? Because I guess he. Yeah, he had. Yeah, he started with Sperano, I guess. And Sperano, Philbin. Let's see. Sorry, man, you got me thinking. And then you got the head coach interim Dan Campbell, Adam Gase. Oh yeah, and then Todd. Oh yeah, so yeah. Let's see. Adam Gase, Flores. Yeah, and McDaniel. So yes, we've had our share of coaches because we had Todd Bowles step up in there. Maybe I guess that was under him. So there's the 8. He last played with the Saints. Oh, okay. Yeah, that I knew. But I knew I hadn't heard the name this year. I don't remember him playing this past year. Um. Oh, well, let me get that off there. Hey, if he was going to be getting a coach, this would have been the year for him to get the coach when his boy Jim Harbaugh was out there. His Michigan guy was out there for the taking. If he didn't go run and pluck him, he's not in any hurry to get a coach, it seems, this time around. And let's face it, Ross is not. He may get it wrong, Justin, but in his fairness, he fires him every 3 years. So it's not like he doesn't try to get a better coach. It just hasn't worked out. Maybe he should go with the experienced guy next time around. because he never been brought in some of those experienced guys his last time around. So, and because he didn't even, I don't even think he interviewed Doug Peterson. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but I don't remember them interviewing him. So, hey, Banana, big fins up to you. Thank you for coming in on this marvelous Monday. Better late than never. Good to see you. Now those thumbs up as you enter and exit. Nutty Professor is a good play designer, but horror on game day, calling plays and getting them in on time. Seems like he didn't learn much from year one to two. I agree for the most part, Mike. Sometime I thought this year he had gotten better on getting them in quicker. It seemed like in the beginning of the season, but then that started coming true again as the season wore on because I was thinking, oh, he's improved. I thought it was more fluent, fluid, getting the plays in on time. And then, like you said, towards the end of the season, with some of those ugly tendencies started to rear its head again. So you're right on that take. I think sometimes he outthinks himself because they running, and he goes, "Oh, I'm all of a sudden going to do this pass because they're not going to be expecting it, but they know him, and then they are expecting, and it doesn't work out." So sometimes I think he tries to outsmart. He outsmarts himself. Doesn't just jump out and make you become a Dolphin. Well, fans are fans no matter what, Justin. It's just that's why fan is comes from the word fanatical. We're gonna fan no matter what. We may complain and we may cry, and may talk to the wall about it, but at the end of the day we still fan for our team. And if you choose not to, I completely understand. I completely, because if they're not winning and you want to go out and go fishing, or you want to go hit golf in G-Man's tape, Justin's more of the fishing type like I am. So if you guys want to go hit the links, that's more power to you. I understand. And Justin, you want to go fishing on game day, more power to you. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make you less of a fan. You're just fan in a different way and keep check. Because nowadays, man, you can fish, you can be fishing and check updates and be up to date as you are if you're going to the game or you're watching it on your huge TV HD in the comfort of your own home. So doesn't mean you're less of a fan. So I understand you guys. You guys are still fans though because you're coming in here talking about our Dolphins. Yes, this is true. Hey, true Blazer, that is true. Soberano was hired under. That's why I was saying. I guess he counted though because he came in and got because he did the whole hardball thing. I got a whole article about that. So he did because Huizinga brought in Bill Parcells, who in turn brought in Sperano and Jeff Ireland, and they ran things. But then once Ross took over, Parcells didn't get along with Ross. Parcells was like, "See ya, I'm out of here." And then, but Jeff Ireland stayed. Sperano stayed. Then Sperano talks Ireland to getting on a plane with him, flying across the country, getting on Ross's private plane, of course, flying across the country to try to nab Hardball before he jumped on with the 49ers. They thought that'd be super secret. It wasn't so super secret. It made national news. Bad look for the Miami Dolphins. They tried to hire Jim Harbaugh while they still had a coach employed. Blew up in our face. Then, of course, Sperano is going to be pissed. He no longer trusts Jeff Ireland, who he came in with. And now they no longer trust. I mean, who's going to trust Jeff Ireland now that he knew he was going to snake bite him? So, of course, at the end of that season, Sperano had to go. And then, it, you know, the rest is history, in other words. So, Jeff Ireland, I don't know. Ross sticks with his general managers, you know, for longer. Because I guess he has the ear. The general manager gets the owner's ear more because the coach is too busy coaching all the week to then to go complain to the owner about what's wrong and hey, this guy's not getting the best out of my my guys I'm drafting. He doesn't know what he's doing. So and Ross tends to listen to the general manager, and the coaches tend to go before the general managers tend to go. That's why I say if they do it the next time, everyone needs to go. Hire a general manager. Let him pick his darn coach, and let's build it the right way. Let's see. I know because yeah, you're right. Because that was they have that inner circle, that fraternity of coaches, the brotherhood, whatever you want to say, and they knew the Dolphins did Sperano dirty. And maybe Sperano, rest in peace, passed away before his time. May he rest in peace. But that did him dirty. Bad look on the Dolphins overall, among many things, being a bad look to my great proud organization. Like I said, that I've been rooting for a long time. If I have an AJ Dewey jersey up there, I've been rocking the Dolphins for a long, long time. Joe, what did Joe say? I generally get attacked and called names if I say I'm happy with the team and the direction. You're right, Joe. You're right. A lot of people will jump at you, especially on social media, if you talk positive about the team. The negative people come out stronger than the positive people come back at the negative people. I do agree with you on that because it's like we're outnumbered. Because I try to be positive, but I'm pretty much as neutral on the fence as I try, because I try to be fair on here. Try to remove my Dolphin hat to say that I can point out good things and I can point out bad things with this organization. And the thing I'm scared about this coming into next year is that the AFC is just getting that much tougher. And this was the year that Buffalo lost some games that we could have taken advantage of and won the division. And we didn't even win that. We choked away the division lead this year. This was our year to at least win the division, which is the first goal of every team in the NFL, is to win their division. Why is that a first goal? It's because it gets you a home playoff game and guarantees you a playoff spot and guarantees you a home game. And then, of course, the main goal is to win the Super Bowl, of course. But every team, when they start the season, their goal is to win. And this year, that should be the Dolphins' number one goal: win the AFC East. Because the AFC, I know we say it every year, but it was true this year. We had a good year. We made the playoffs. We didn't back our way in. And we started tumbling in December. We didn't have to back our way in. We didn't win the division, but we didn't back. We had a playoff spot locked in going into the final weeks of the season. We just unfortunately could not close the AFC East. So I understand there's the criticism on the team, but I also understand there's reason for optimism. So that's where I stand on it. Yes, that's it. That was the disappointing I will stand on, losing the division with the lead we had hurt. Yes, it did. We had a 3-game lead and we blew it all away, and that hurt because this was our year to overtake. I'm happy. I think Michael K's out of here, so we don't have to hear him brag. But that hurt, losing the division to Buffalo when we had that big lead and we just let it slip away. Hey, Dewey and Fulton Walker are amazing reasons I became a Dolphin in '82. They annoy me, but that's the trick I can't break up with fans. Yes, I agree, True Blazer, and it's amazing you said Fulton Walker, number 41 out of the West Virginia University Mountaineers. He returned a kick for 98 yards in the Super Bowl against the then Washington Redskins. Towards the end of the first half, I thought we were going to win the Super Bowl, but John Riggins had other thoughts. The Dolphins did not win that Super Bowl. But I got to meet Fulton Walker personally. May he rest in peace. Another person that passed away too soon. But as a kid, my mom worked with his cousin back in the day. Fulton Walker's cousin, my mom worked with. He got me to meet Fulton Walker. And Fulton Walker actually gave me tickets to a game in the Orange Bowl way back in the day. So, Fulton Walker, you hit a home run saying that name with me, sure. So, thank you for bringing up Fulton Walker here on Dolphins Thirsty. He's a name that will always hold a special place in my heart. So, that is awesome. Hey, yes, people did love Sperano. Him and his clapping him in for the field goals. I know the fans used to say, "Oh my God, he's clapping for field goals." There's almost one thing for certain in Miami Dolphin land I've come to see from fans. The the fans will love the coach, whoever they hired in the start, and say, "Whoa, man, I love his press conferences. I love this. I run through a wall." And then in a couple of years, they're ready to throw him out with, with the dirty water. It's just how it goes in Dolphin land. So hopefully we just win. Everyone loves our guy and keeps on saying it. Yep. I'm ready to start about roster moves. Let's cut some players. Let's see. You must enjoy being here on TV by good games. You can think of Kobe and keep it. Yeah, we're gonna see. That's gonna be interesting to see because we need a safeties coach already. The safeties coach followed Fangio to Philadelphia. So that'd be interesting on that, Anthony. And Anthony, thank you for coming in on the last minute. I'm just about to log out, but big fins up to you. Nail those thumbs up, fins up, thumbs up. Just remember that. That's what I always say. Helps me grow, and you guys rock. And we're all just teammates here anyway. I love it to talk Miami Dolphins. So happy that you guys, True Blazer, brought up Fulton Walker. That was like the perfect note to end on. We will event. Hey, Raphael, same to you. Scotty, I really wish you would come on the show once in a while. Maybe not tomorrow morning. I won't do a show. I'll probably do it Wednesday because tomorrow night I do um, the Fins Talk Sports Network. You guys need, no one needs a double dose of this ugly mug 2 times a day. So I try to keep on Tuesdays. I skip Tuesday mornings because then I talk Thursday night with the great Steve Molloy on the Fins Talk Sports Network. And that's how I roll. But maybe Wednesday, Scotty, we can do some mock drafts, do some possible like players that you think they will move on from, and all of that stuff. That will be fun for sure. Thank you. Thank you, True Blazer. Big fins up. Happy you came in today. It's awesome. And like we all agree, we all want the Dolphins to win. They may not always win. They may rip our hearts out. They may stink. They may be good. They just never get it done. But we all want the same thing. We all just want them to simply win. And they haven't done it for way too long as far as getting to the playoffs. So, winning in the playoffs. And remember, guys, I will be walking in the Dolphin Cancer Walk. And any little donations help. I would drop the link later and then trying to just see I can't even see my little personal banner I made for it. Oh, there. That's the personal banner I made for it. So all money goes directly to this one here, but go through, my fundraiser, but I don't get a penny. 100% goes to the Miami Dolphins Cancer Research. And so that's good. There. I just put that. That's the donation drive. It's a secure site. Goes right to the Dolphins. And every penny helps. Anyway, guys, you guys are the best. Once again, I cannot say enough things for how much I love you guys coming in here. You guys rock every single day. You make it fun to come. And I don't know. Guys, Anthony, I see your comments, but I really got to rock and roll. I'm behind schedule this morning. But yes, real quick, Anthony, you says, Rob, why don't they just hire one person to coach all the DB instead of hiring a cornerback coach? And that I think sometimes teams just like the extra help out the coaching community and have jobs out there in the NFL. But yes, all teams tend to do it. We don't know why, because you got Sam Madison helping the cornerbacks, but yet then they still bring in like a safeties and secondary coach and all that. So who knows? All right, Anthony's going to be maybe moving to the Tampa areas. Hey, good. That is much closer from where you are now. So big things up, Raphael. So hey, maybe they would bring in Brandon Staley to be the secondary coach. Just teasing. I don't know if he would even take that job, but that would be another name to throw out there. Anyway, guys, big fins up to you. Thank you. Go enjoy your Monday. tonight, 7:30 p.m. You can check out Doll, aka Courtney. She'll be having another lady on the show tonight from the Fins Talk Sports Network. So it should be a good show. Later, guys. Fins up. Go Dolphins.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you wanna know, it's the Dolphins show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won, for all things Miami.